Hey peeps, we are back. We are talking The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 3, Episode 4. Hey, before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. So before we get into the show, I did notice that Salt Lake City's ratings are still pretty low. I think it's sort of a tie between the ratings for Salt Lake City and the ratings for Dubai. They are not looking that great. But then again, their ratings aren't as low as Watch What Happens Live, and that's still on, so I guess we'll be okay.
And Whitney decided to unload all of these rumors about Lisa giving blowies, and I'm a liar, without a stake to be found.
Heather didn't even know what I was going through.
If you are too drunk right now to be cognizant of what's happening.
Angie told
I don't
you
care.
and
This is all about.
No,
What do you want?
that night, Heather, because
If I was loaded, then don't hold me accountable. We fucked up. I never heard that. You just lost me for ever.
you did not lose me forever, Heather.
No, you lost me, bitch.
I'm telling you as a friend, I have never had a conversation with any single person here about anything about your marriage or your extramarital affairs.
Thank you.
Actually, I know how I can get her back.
Good morning.
After having a burrito and some Kit Kats, I realized this needs to be about Jen.
These 4 women believe in me, love me, and support me.
As you can see, the show picks up right where it left off, and I can tell you that I am absolutely 100% over Whitney. I am sick of Whitney. Whitney has caused all of this friction. She has created all of this drama, and now all of a sudden she's the victim. I'm so hurt. I'm so hurt. I don't give a shit. Okay, you started all of this stuff. Now let me go ahead and put this out there just so we can clear up the air. I care about Whitney's childhood trauma. I truly do. I'm wishing nothing but the best for her and her family. I want them to heal. I want them to reconnect and be happy and be able to move forward. I want all of that for Whitney, but this was not about that. At some point, she tried to turn this all around that Heather wasn't there in her darkest moment because Heather wasn't there to continue to perpetuate this bullshit that Whitney was trying to do. All of a sudden, everybody keeps her in the middle. You are going back and forth with everyone about rumors that you helped start. Rumors that you propelled forward. Meredith said she heard things, and you are the one who brought up the man, the jazz tickets, the blowies for the tickets, the front row seats, and the Vita promotion, all of that stuff. Whitney brought it up. And then she sat there and lied, and then all of a sudden she's the victim. Get the hell out of here. Now, I agree with Heather being upset about this steak. Now, you guys have put all this food out here on the grill, and then here we are screaming and hollering, and there is no damn food. Last we saw, the steak was on the grill, and it must have just burnt the hell up. Whitney absolutely expected Heather just to say, okay, yeah, Angie said it, just to back her up. And it's ridiculous because later she tells Heather, well, you were so loaded, you probably just don't remember. Well, ding, 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 ding. If she was completely loaded like you say she was, maybe she didn't remember. I believe Heather. And I think that if Heather had the opportunity to smear Lisa Barlow, she absolutely would. Now, Heather pushing Whitney out the way, she flew into that wall like a little Barbie doll, didn't she? Did anybody catch when Heather was talking to Lisa? She said that I haven't talked to anyone about your marriage or your extramarital affairs. And Lisa just went along with it. I said, Lisa clearly didn't hear her say that. Whitney made the first 2 evenings completely about her. And I agree with Heather. She started out planning this trip saying this trip was about Jen. We were going to celebrate Jen. We're going to take her mind off her trial. We're just going to have a light, breezy, fun time. And then the entire thing became about her, Lisa, and Meredith. But when you think about it, this is the 3rd season. Every freaking season, Whitney does something like this. She participates in a whole bunch of BS, and then I've got to tell you about it. I should tell you what I said, but I'm going to tell you what everybody else said too, and I'm going to give you part truths. This is Whitney's thing. This is what she does. Now, Jen bringing out her makeup artist / twerk instructor. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's all I got. No, ma'am. I don't know where she's teaching the twerking, but no, ma'am. Okay, get you a new instructor. Whitney tearing up that card that she wrote to Heather, that came off as so 6th grade. She said, I know how to get her back. You climbed out of bed to do that? Girl, grow the hell up. Meredith was being so sympathetic and so empathetic to Whitney and all of this. And I thought, girl, you are real sweet and a lot more mature than me in this situation, because wasn't it Whitney who threw you under the bus to Lisa? I'm not here for Whitney. Whitney is trying to be the victim and the villain at the same time. And Jen somewhere feeling bad about the whole weekend. You know, she was supposed to try to relax and not think about her situation. She's got the girls feeling bad for her. They are so sorry that they kind of ruined the weekend. She's got so much going on. Her attorney is telling her she can't get the Botox because she needs her face to move during court. And I said, you know what? You should be ashamed of yourself. You're telling your family, your friends, your mama and her 401k money. Everybody is out here thinking that you're innocent. You know, even the girls on the show are being sweet to you. The fans were being sweet to you. And you are guilty of fleecing all of these senior citizens. No, ma'am. You know, girl, they are sitting there hugged up with you, worried about you, and you are clearly guilty of stealing millions of dollars from the elderly. Now, I realize that a lot of people are upset about Bravo kicking her to the curb, saying that they have decided to, in Meredith Marks' terms, disengage from their relationship with Jen, and people are saying, well, why did they keep Teresa? Well, I think there's a couple reasons why they kept Teresa. Number one, Teresa and her husband had some sort of bankruptcy fraud or something like that, and their victim was the federal government. Number two, Teresa brings in the money. And I think those are two reasons. Jen, she pled guilty straight out, and there were tons of victims. So I think they had to let go of Jen. Now, as far as the situation with Erica Girardi, in all the multiple cases that she has, if she is found guilty, I'm pretty sure they will let her go as well, because there are multiple victims involved. I think that's the difference and why Teresa got to stay. Now, I understand Jen feeling bad for her children, but you know what? I also feel bad for her children and her husband, because they are innocent, but so are those senior citizens. She pled guilty to fleecing these people, stealing these people's money, and taking advantage of a vulnerable group of people. Jail time is required. Sorry. Now, when Whitney goes to visit her brother Curtis and her sister Kelly, I was really happy to see that they were all together and they were supporting each other. It seems that they have a different mom, but the same dad. And Whitney made some sort of comment that when her dad left their mother and married her mom, he just kind of forgot about them and only focused on his current family. And I said, you know what? That's some straight up bullshit. That's deadbeat supreme to me. I really do hate when divorce happens and then one parent or both parents split up and then try to act as if their old family didn't exist. These kids are still your kids. They are still your responsibility. The love should still be there. I don't understand that. So that's a ding for me on Whitney's daddy's side. The other thing too is they spent a lot of time talking, but they didn't really tell us much. And who do you guys think they're alluding to that abused them? Or some of them, and not all of them, but Whitney. You know what I mean? Are they alluding to it being her dad? I don't know. Get down in the comments, you guys. Let me know what you think. Listen, they get up for breakfast and they're walking around talking about, good morning. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. 2:30. And she's in here with some bacon and eggs and some hash browns. And let me just tell you, that bacon was not done. I don't like flimsy, floppy bacon. I mean, seriously, it's pork. Could you fry that all the way? Like, could I get a crisp on it? I mean, I can't, And them hash browns, they didn't look good. I'm just saying, I can't, I am always looking at the food, and that undercooked bacon is a no ma'am. Lisa tells them that the night before was very hard on her, but after she talked to her husband, had a burrito and some Kit Kats, she's doing much better. I said, what? All that food. They had salad, they had side dishes and steak, and nobody really got to eat. So what did she do? DoorDash Taco Bell and go into her stash of Kit Kats? And I'm sure there was a big gulp of Diet Coke. Oh, Lisa Barlow, you gotta love her. I tell you what, there is no amount of anger, yelling, screaming, tussling is gonna stop me from having my dinner. I'm not gonna do it, okay? I have put up with you all day today. We have sprayed around cheap box wine. We have cried. We watched some cowgirls. We put on them dresses. We listened to Lisa talk about her fancy boots. Somebody's gonna feed me something. Lisa Barlow, get DoorDash on the line. I'm just saying. Jen talking about going to New York for this mock trial. I said, girl, bye. You went to New York when they gave you the mock trial talking about that defense. That's when you decided then that you were going to plead guilty because there was no defense. And that's just my opinion. I don't know. So when Jen leaves, they're all hugging and giving her the love. And then we see Meredith and Lisa hug. And for a minute there, I was so excited. I was happy to see them hugging. But then I realized, look, you've got Meredith and Lisa hugging it out, but Whitney and Heather are not. I said, dang, bad weather is jacked up. Heather had told her, you lost me, bitch. And Whitney said, but you haven't lost me. Heather said, no, you lost me, bitch. Heather was serious. And you know what? I do care for Whitney regarding her abuse. I do. I understand it. But Whitney, I'm tired of drunk Whitney blowing up and making everything about her. She came off as a real childish baby to me in this episode. So when the ladies got ready for dinner later that night and they all came down, they all looked beautiful. But something about Lisa Barlow's outfit that really hit me. I mean, it's a simple shirt and jeans, but she looked amazing. And I really liked Meredith's outfit as well. They both looked really cute.
Love, peace, friendship,
honesty. And I would always make my father wear a tie because it would cut your tie off because it was the Wild West.
And in a tough moment when I needed you,
I'm unclear on what was the tough moment that you needed me. To corroborate a story that you had heard?
to say that you knew it. You and I have had many conversations about Lisa.
Absolutely not about blowjobs for courtside seats. Never once. You did not need
I did need you.
Why? To say, yeah, I've heard Lisa gave a blowjob for a courtside seat.
Can we stop saying that? Because that's really,
that's
upsetting to me, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't say that.
You arranged this trip. You wanted to celebrate Jen, not to work through all of your personal issues and your issues in friendship with Lisa. You made it about you.
I did not make this about me.
The first night was about you, and you were crying, and we talked all about your childhood abuse. The trip got derailed, and it wasn't me that derailed it.
You pushed me into the wall and called me a liar.
You are up a river with no paddle. Stop.
FBI. FBI.
FBI. I love it. You guys think Stuart's going to testify against her?
But him taking the plea doesn't necessarily mean that that's bad for Jen. That could be a good thing because he's admitting guilt.
He's definitely not on her side. Imagine her having to face Stuart and have him plead guilty to things that she's innocent of.
Honey, listen, the one word, honesty. Girl, do you even know anything about honesty? You was throwing so many lies the night before. Oh, sit down somewhere, Whitney, and have a glass of water, because you had enough to drink, ma'am. Meredith's story about her dad, I have no idea why, but the tears just started rolling down my face. I instantly started crying. And I don't know. I think it's because I have two amazing dads, and it just reminds me, dads will do anything for their little girls. And that just made me so excited that her dad would put on a tie every time, knowing that they were going to cut his tie off at this restaurant because it excites his daughter. And I just thought that was amazing. I love that story. I agree with Heather when she says it's her choice if she wants to engage in rumors that could damage a marriage. Whitney was just being completely messy. Whitney made this entire trip about her. She was just upset because Heather wouldn't back her up. She just automatically assumed that she would say something and Heather would go with it. Whitney talked about how this was going to be a healing trip. Nothing about Whitney's behavior says we are being respectful, we are trying to heal, and she also was not being accountable for anything. And I also felt that she was weaponizing her abuse against Heather. This is not about your abuse. Everyone supports you on that aspect. You are just pissed off at Heather for not supporting you in your gossip. I felt that Whitney was being extremely manipulative. She really was. I mean, dag on it. It's unfair. You even mentioned that Heather was lit up when Angie allegedly said that. If she was completely drunk, why couldn't you just say maybe she did forget? She was wasted. Now, I think that everybody should be supportive of Whitney and her journey, but this is Whitney's journey. The rest of the girls do not have to go down this road with her. It's unfair for her to throw this tantrum and put all of this on Heather. On a side note, that FBI hat was cute. First, Meredith comes with the I Love New York mug, then the I Love New York hat, and now the FBI hat. Whitney has always had a voice. She has always had a voice. And trying to go down this road of she's never had a voice, girl, please. You have always had a voice and you have always used it to stir the pot. You are always spreading rumors every season. And then when Heather kept bringing up the fact that Lisa was giving blowies allegedly for basketball tickets, Lisa said, please stop saying that. And then she went into that fake cry that she does. I said, oh gosh, do we really have to go through this, Lisa? I don't know, you guys. I just think that Whitney was gaslighting the hell out of Heather and everybody else. There's no doubt in my mind that Whitney is going through pain and she is suffering through everything, but this has nothing to do with Heather. Listening to the girls sit around talking, wearing those orange pajamas that look like the oranges, the new black jumpsuits from prison, was not lost on me. And then Whitney making that ridiculous comment about Stuart pleading guilty should be good for Jen. Oh, what, ma'am? What? And then Heather making the comment that it would be hard for Jen to have to watch Stuart lie on her stand when she's innocent. I said, wow, the blow they must have felt when they found out this woman pled guilty, and all this time they were giving her the benefit of the doubt. That is real crazy. I don't know. Anyway, you guys, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.